Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanao Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadi Tamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti. So, should we talk or should we do Kriya? It's $1 million, no, crore rupees question. And Turiya. So we will talk about Turiya and then we will go into Kriya. Because there are many eager people. Some people are saying Turiya, but the others wondering, gone today also. No. I can see it. When I came in only there was some whispering. So, yeah, surely. So, let's discuss this matter of Turiya. Okay. Now you can't directly discuss Turiya because Turiya is something which cannot be discussed. So we will discuss what is not Turiya. What is left behind will be Turiya. Right? I hope you get what I am trying to say. So, in this case, to understand this concept of Turiya, which I am sure everybody at some point want to understand, reach, can't reach actually, but understand. You can reach something if it is there, and I am here, and I am trying to reach it. Then you can say, I want to reach it. How can you reach something which is here, there, and everywhere? The linear concept of reaching has to be eliminated from this. If it's a fixed object or fixed something which is there, and I am here, and I want to reach it, I go. What if it is everywhere? Isha vashyam idam sarvam. If it's everywhere here now, idam, how do I go to it? I can't go to it. Probably when all moving stops, it is there. Moving physically, moving mentally, moving intellectually, moving psychologically. Everything comes to an end, then perhaps one understands what it is. Again I said perhaps. Okay. But the easiest way to look into this picture is to go to a beautiful Upanishad called the Mandukya. Very short Upanishad. We have time, I will quickly go through the Kriya because we have to discuss Turiya. Otherwise I won't be able to get out of this hall alive. So the Mandukya, now it's an interesting name. It's one of the principal Upanishads, important Upanishads, and it has only 12 slokas. No more, so shortest Upanishad. Short and sweet. And it is very interesting that the name Mandukya is given to it. Manduk in Sanskrit means a frog. The other day I heard somebody saying that probably it was taught by Mandukya Maharshi. We have never heard of any Mandukya Maharshi anywhere in ancient times. So, what does it imply? In these ancient teachings, nobody says useless things. Nobody uses a word which has no meaning. If a word is used, it certainly has a meaning. So there are two reasons I learned from Babaji. What he said are the two reasons. One is that no matter what the appearance of a person or the physical form of a person is, all that matters is the wisdom that comes. Somebody may look like a toad or a frog, but that doesn't mean anything. It's not the external appearance that is important. It's the truth. It's the words that come out of this person. It doesn't matter who says it. One of the reasons probably why it's called Mandukya Upanishad. Huh? Incidentally, suppose I look like a Manduk, how would you listen to what I'm saying? You probably dismiss me. So it's a disadvantage to not look like a Manduk. Because then even if I say foolish things, you will accept it. Because I have a sharp nose or some other features. So it simply means that don't look at the Rishi Mula. Don't go deep into searching for the roots of the Rishi. You may look like a Maso. There are several Avadutas who just wander around without having a bath, not brushing their teeth. Even they know wisdom, they could have taught. That is one reason. The second reason being, this frog of all creatures has a special characteristic, which also some other creatures have, called the metamorphosis. First, it's a tadpole living in the water. Then it sheds its tail and takes sannyas. Then the creature which was living in the water can live both on water and also on land. It becomes an amphibian. Now, a person who has touched the truth while swimming in the waters of Turiya can also live in the earth of the Jagrita avasta and makes no difference to him or her. So, the two reasons why this symbology is used, apart from the fact that this is clearly demonstrated in the Mandukya Upanishad, where there is a chapter on the frogs chanting the Vedas continuously. So, in the night after the rains, if the frogs are croaking away, maybe they are chanting the Upanishads. Don't get disturbed. So these are some of the reasons. Now what does the Upanishad deal with? It has only 12 slokas. It doesn't talk about a belief system. It doesn't talk about a non-belief system. It doesn't talk about any system. It doesn't say do this or do that. It goes directly into the exploration of the different states of consciousness which all human beings are familiar with. The different states of consciousness which all beings, no matter who they are, what their names are, where they come from, whether they are male or female or in between, it doesn't matter. The question is it a normal, common state that all human beings feel? So it discusses only strictly. And just imagine, these 12 verses have been commented upon, translated and commented upon by no less than Gaudapadacharya, who was the grand guru of Adi Shankara. There is a huge karika on the Mandukya. They said he sat somewhere near Badri and wrote it. Adi Shankara has written a voluminous commentary on Mandukya plus a commentary on the karikas of Gaudapada. So you can imagine these 12 verses, how much attention has been given to them. And they are part of the principal Upanishad, not even as later Upanishads. So what are the common states of consciousness which are discussed in the Mandukya? From there we will come to this, our friend Turiya later. Because Turiya only happens to be the state which is commonly not experienced, while the rest are. So let's look at the rest. One is Jagrita avasta. Now it starts by saying that Om, the sound of Om, with its 3 syllables of A, U and Ma, Normally it's understood as creation, preservation and ending. Not destruction actually, but transformation, because after it ends, then something new can come. What will happen to the world if only the old things remain always? They'll have to go, new things have to be replaced. So it's not really end, but it's a transformation. So the normal meaning of Om being A for creation, U for preservation of what is being created, and for Shivam, which is Rudram, which is transformation or ending, let's say. The real ending actually happens only when the time ends, ending of time, not before that, but physically. So, let's look at the Jagrita avasta, what is called A. So the Upanishad says this is what the three words, syllables represent. A standing for waking, U standing for dream, and Om standing for deep sleep. Sushupthi. Word used is Sushupthi. Now the waking state I don't have to describe. You all know. Is everybody awake or is a heavy breakfast? We don't know. So if you are awake, you know what being awake is. But awake has another meaning. Your eyes can be open, but you still cannot see anything. That's also there. But let's leave that. Let's look at the normal state of waking. I'm awake. I see this world around me. I think this is the only real world there is. There could be something else, but I think this is my waking state. And in the waking state, it looks like most of us have similar experiences, at least, if not the same. We see a pillar as a pillar and a flat surface as a flat surface, and so on. Now, this is a common experience of all human beings, Jagrita. The second state also is a common experience of all human beings, and that is Swapna, dream. Now the dream state, the Swapna avastha, is also called Tejasa, according to the Upanishad. Tejasa means that which is lit naturally by itself. Because when you dream, you're dreaming at night. Your eyes are closed, everything is dark, but in the dream you see everything lit up. So it's self-illumined, therefore Tejasa. This is also common to all human beings. All of us dream. Night dream, daydream. Forget the daydream, at least night dream. We all have. Now this requires a little more examination. The waking state also needs to be examined to see if things are really as we think they are. But let's leave it. Okay, suppose it is so, let it be. We go to the dream state. It's an interesting state to be examined carefully. This is all the commentaries are all about. In the dream, nobody knows it's a dream. Suppose I'm starving for 4 days and then in the dream I'm eating masala dosa, whatever, and I'm enjoying in the dream. But while I'm dreaming, is it a dream? It's very real. I'm even burping after the food. A tiger is chasing me in the dream. I dream that I went to Bandipur. I got off from the jeep despite warning to pee in the bushes. Out comes a tiger. Dream. And I'm running and it's behind me. And then I wake up. There is no tiger, but I look backwards. It's as if it's there behind me. But there is not you. I heard some noise, I thought. Anyway, I dream, I look back, and there is no tiger. Till now the tiger was there, right? It's gone. And it is so real, and I am still sweating. My heart is still beating, but, I don't know when the tiger. And then I said, no, there is no tiger, it's gone. But it was so real. So this dream state is a very interesting phenomenon, and it is common to all human beings. We all have dreams. We wake up and find that the dream is not there. Only when you wake up. Now, some rishis asked this question. What if, see, in the dream, if you tell you this is a dream, nobody is going to agree. When you wake up, it's a dream. Till then, it is so real. If it's a long dream, you might have spent an entire lifetime in the dream. You wake up, it's only for 10 minutes. Time also changes. And you won't believe it's a dream. Somebody asked the question in ancient times, what if now you're in a dream, you will not believe it. Maybe there is a state when you wake up, stretch your hands and say, that was a long dream. You try telling now this is a dream, nobody will believe you. It's the same in the dream. If you tell them it's a dream, nobody will believe you. It's real. Right? It's an experience of the five senses, outside here and inside there. Here the gross senses, there the subtle senses, but they are all there. You see, you hear, you smell, you touch. All the panchendriyas are operating there in a subtle way. Here they are operating in a gross way. So if you will believe that it is so, you won't believe it. Therefore, the rishi said that there is something called Turiya, which is a waking up from this dream, just as you woke up from that dream, and then you see that there is no tiger behind you. You are free. Okay, we'll skip that aside. Now there is a third state, which is also common to all of us, and is an interesting state, sleep. Waking, dream, and deep sleep. When I say deep sleep, sleep without even dreams. In the Upanishad, the expression used is Sushupthi, deep sleep. Now in Sushupthi is a very interesting thing. There, you neither perceive anything outside, and you are not dreaming, so you don't perceive anything inside. There is no outward perception or recognition. There is no inward perception and recognition. Nothing is there. You are not even aware that you are sleeping. And when you sleep, all are equal. You go to sleep in Palghat, I go to sleep in Madanapalli, both are sleeping. No difference. The boss goes to sleep and the worker goes to sleep, both are sleeping, both are equal in sleep, in Sushupthi. In fact, the worker may be sleeping better, because the boss has to wonder about strategies and all. And the worker, poor fellow, after working hard, he goes to sleep, and that's it. He's fast asleep. Not only that, if sleep was not there, what would have happened to this world? Even with this sleep, we are like this. Imagine a state where we couldn't get any sleep. It would be terrible. Maximum medicines, I think, sold these days are for sleeping. People can't sleep. You have to pop a pill. Of course, there are also medicines and treatments for not getting old. Apart from that, that's also a big industry. So, if you look at deep sleep, very interesting phenomenon. You're still alive there, but it looks like you're dead. All symptoms, except that you're breathing, which you're not aware yourself. Right? And in this state called deep sleep, you don't even know who you are. I mean, not from the ultimate point of view. I may be so and so, but when I go to sleep, what does it matter? I don't know who I am. Therefore, there is no tension. You see, much of the tension, mind tension that we have, not physical, is because we have an image about ourselves, right? And that image needs respect, needs to be looked after. If it's not there, then you're tense, you're worried. I went to the marriage and nobody recognized me. In sleep, what is there? You don't even know who you are. You're unconscious, so you get full rest. The body rest, organs rest, mind rest, there is no tension. Probably in deep sleep, you reach the source. Probably. It doesn't mean that the aim of all spiritual search is to find deep sleep. That's not what then it would have been very easy. We went to Calcutta and we had a release of a book, and when Swamiji had come, very good man from the Ramakrishna Mission, and he said, on meditation, that book. He said, see, I said, the aim of all spiritual practices and life is deep sleep. I said, Swamiji, please, for God's sake. So, what I was trying to say, that was in deep sleep, you probably have reached your source, but you're not aware of it. But everything is at rest. But it's not true. It looks like we're aware somewhere, although we don't remember it afterwards. Why? Because when I wake up in the morning, if I'm unlucky and if I wake up in the morning, it's good to go off, then I say I had a blissful sleep. Lovely sleep, blissful sleep. But at that point I don't know. When I wake up, I feel somebody was enjoying that deep sleep. There has to be an entity enjoying it. And it is so blissful that when you keep your alarm, it rings once, you get up and switch it off. And again, you don't want to get out of the bliss of being nobody, no entity, nothing. And yet, something attracts us to the world, so in the third alarm we wake up. Right? This is deep sleep. So I'm saying that there is an entity, even in deep sleep, who is enjoying the bliss of deep sleep, but not aware at that point. When you wake up in the borderline, you feel, that was a beautiful sleep. Imagine a state where to all intents and purposes, you are in deep sleep, but you are aware of it. Turiya. I don't know how else to put it. Suppose in that beautiful state of Sushupthi, there is mind, some entity who wakes up and is aware of that. Turiya. The great thing is, once according to the rishis and according to those who may have touched it, once it happens, it stays forever in dream, in wakefulness, in deep sleep, in everything. You don't have to go back to deep sleep to experience it. It's there always. If it is always there, it is the essential being of ours. And this is Turiya. And if you have touched Turiya, really if you have touched Turiya, in deep sleep, in dream, in waking, it's still there. Like an undercurrent. It doesn't go off. Because you have touched the reality. And it's common to all of us. You don't need any special qualifications except that the mind and the prana has to become so subtle and quiet that you begin to understand this and experience it properly. That's all. There's no other magic involved. It's possible. Now don't take this as an excuse. It is possible Because there is no other way it can be found except through looking at it carefully. Which is why Vivekachudamani says discrimination and Vairagya are two important factors. Discrimination meaning understanding what is real and what is not real. In Vairagya means therefore seeing that this is impermanent, to be able to be free of these clutches. If these two are there, then perhaps when you go into Sushupthi, you are going into Turiya, not into Sushupthi. As long as this remains, Sushupthi will remain Sushupthi. It cannot become Turiya. Otherwise it would have been very easy. Every night Turiya, beautiful. I am my essential self. But why? Because we are torn and pulled and attracted and repulsed and attracted both. Therefore, you don't see the essential self in that deep state of Sushupthi. If it is not there, if you are free, then there is actually no Sushupthi, there is only Turiya. And for which you don't have to close your eyes or you don't have to open your eyes. It is there forever. When you close your eyes, it means you are going in. When you open your eyes, you are going out. Here there is no going in or going out. It's done. Finished. This is Turiya. So, the point to note is, don't think, oh, this is impossible for me. No. Point to note is that you are as entitled to touch it as I. Because it cannot be that you don't have Turiya and only I. This is not possible. Everyone has. People reach it in different ways. I understand that. The most important thing is that the mind has to be quiet. Otherwise, it will be only Sushupthi. Deep sleep. Mind has to be quiet but sensitive, not drugged. It has to be quiet, alert, calm. All the vrittis, chitta vritti nirodha, all the vrittis of the chitta have to be cleared. In that state then, one begins to understand this concept of Turiya. I hope I am trying to say something. I am trying my best. It's not easy to convey something. So anyway, now I said chitta, you laughed after 2 days today. So, I'm happy. If the vrittis of the chitta have to move out, it's not so easy to do that. I understand that also. But the awareness that it has to happen has to be there first. Now, from the yogic point of view, from the point of view of the practice of yoga, if the prana is calm and quiet and equalized, then the vrittis also will slowly disappear and the mind becomes a clean slate. Which is why we do all this kriya and pranayama and everything. In the Yoga Shastra, there are innumerable kriyas. Not only what kriya you are going to learn. Which means a method by which the movement of the prana is stilled and made quiet. When the prana and the mind are dependent on each other. When the prana becomes quiet, the mind becomes quiet. When the prana becomes equalized, when the prana is flowing equally through the ida and the pingala, then it is possible for the mukhya prana to go to the sushumna. When this happens, all vrittis are washed out and the mind in its steady, quiet, tranquil state understands the meaning of one's own self and understands what is Turiya. That's all. There is no mumbo jumbo. There is no whispering in the dark. There is no rituals in the cremation grounds. Everything happens. And it is usually accompanied by a little bit of non-awareness of outside world, intensified awareness inside, and a state where one is completely drunk. Not like this. I mean, she looked very doubtful. In fact, to get drunk that way, one should be free of all the drink which is outside. Somewhere there was a misunderstanding. From this drink you can go to that drink. You will only be drunk. That's all. Nothing will happen. So, this is what. So shall we do Kriya? You have a question? Yes, ma'am. Yes, please. But can you give her a microphone? My dear friend.
Sarji, I came with this question actually here this time. And I would like to ask you, this entity that you just described,
Yes.
we called a knower, is that right?
Called
the
what?
knower, the knower of the field. Is it? I always that on the level of the heart chakra, there is an entity
Is there?
which knows and can be also called a witness, which knows and sees, or a witness. However, I remember also that I believe it was in Varanasi that you said, when you described the chakras,
Are you sure?
said...
Are you sure I said?
Yes,
Okay.
I am. I know that you said, and since then I am pondering this remark, you said that the witness, there is a witness on the level of the ajna, behind the ajna chakra. And my question to you is now, sir, where is the witness, or are there two witnesses? And what is, or is perhaps the one on the ajna level could be called what in Sri Aurobindo's yoga would be called the mental purusha?
Can we forget about all the chakras now? Let's say that there is a witness. Because without a witness, you can't witness the waking state, you can't witness the dream state, you cannot even, generally you don't witness Sushupthi. But suppose you do, there has to be a witness, an entity. Now that entity is, you said knower, I wouldn't call it the knower, because in that state there is nothing to be known.
The Upanishads, they talk a knower of the field. The Upanishads talk of a knower of the field. Of a
knower, but that knower is, when that knower is known, then there is nothing to be known. There is nothing to be known by the knower. So it's not a knower like us. I am a knower, I want to study something and make something. But there, the knower and the known are one. There is no difference between the knower and the known. But to put it another way, there is no difference between the witness and that which is being witnessed. There is only one. Now, you spoke about the level of the chakras. Yes. The mind is so gross generally, because it is always involved in the five senses, in the indriyas. It has no capacity to even look at the subtle parts of the sense organs. It only looks at the gross. And therefore there are a set of organs, you can call, subtle organs, which gradually go from the gross to the subtle, to the subtle, to the subtle, until it goes to the highest. Now, these organs are the chakras. And the chakras, even though there are corresponding parts in the human body, the chakras are actually not a physical entity. They are psychic entities. Chakra means that which revolves. That's why it's called a chakra, right? It's the meeting point between the physical and that which is not physical, coming together in the form of a whirlpool. I mean, this is what a chakra is. So what I meant was that as one ascends to the different centers with our attention, first here and then here, then your mind becomes more and more subtle until the real witness is revealed to you. I didn't mean that behind the ajna chakra the witness is sitting.
Okay, I see.
Important point to note. There is nobody sitting anywhere except you and me.
Yeah. Actually, the location, so where is the location of that feeling?
There is no liquid. There is no location.
Is it on the level of the heart?
No, there is no location for the eternal witness. The eternal witness is everywhere.
But our core awareness, the feeling of our core awareness, that which knows and this entity, is that location on the heart level or on higher up?
It depends on where you feel it. There are people who have felt it from the heart. Yeah. There are people who have felt it from ajna. We cannot define it. And there are people who said things which are so strange because in most cases anahat is considered to be the hridaya.
That's why.
No, wait a minute.
Exactly.
No, wait. So, it's supposed to be the hridaya. And in some cases, in some schools of thought, they'll consider the hridaya to be on the left side. Okay. Maharshi insisted that it is on the right side.
Right.
Some yogis insist that it is in the ajna. What I'm trying to say, it doesn't matter which center it is visible or felt by you. That is what you feel. Actually, it is eternal and all-pervading.
The guha, cave of the innermost core center of feeling of awareness.
It's not physical. It's the center of your consciousness.
Okay.
It is the core of your consciousness which is called guhya.
So the hridayam is actually not localized.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay, thank you, sir.
But, one second. But for most people, the first experience has to start with the localization. And then when it is fully understood, you will see that it is not local anywhere.
Thank you, sir.
I'm not sure if you got it fully, but thank you.
I'm also not 100% sure. Not yet. With your blessings, sir, please. With your blessings, I come to that full understanding.
Pranam, related question. So the witness, that the awareness of, so if I can look at my body, mind, everything as a witness, is that what they call, forgive me if I'm sounding like stupid, but it's that the reflected consciousness, they say, and some make a distinction between the reflected consciousness and the consciousness. The consciousness which is like the sunlight, and the reflected consciousness is what the witness I find, my awareness.
Can we be free of these concepts? Yeah, reflected, so, real, not... So,
that is why I asked your forgiveness before, because I don't know how to put it.
I'm only saying that there is a witness, right?
There is a witness.
Right. But, wait a minute. There is no but, there is a witness. Witness can be bhat or a nair, it doesn't matter. So, it is there, right? So, now this witness, anything that you see, anything that you feel, from the lowest to the highest, is witnessed by some entity, by something. Let's not worry about whether it is a reflection or whether it is a real. Let us settle the mind and stay in the witness. Then, see, these questions arise because of the lack of anubhava. When the anubhava takes place, these little questions, whether it is a reflection or whether it is a reality, these are all different philosophical concepts. Somebody will say it is a reflection, somebody will say it is a reality. So these are all our man-made ideas. But the witness is there. If you have no witness there, you won't be witnessing me. And if I have no witness, I won't be witnessing you. So the witness is real. Now the witness is identified with my individual body and my thoughts and memories and things like that. We are saying when all this is removed and quiet, there is only the witness. That witness is the real witness. You have to touch that witness and not theorize on whether it is a reflection or a reality.
Is that Turiya then? That reflection. That witness when I...
The Upanishad has called it Turiya. But I sometimes am quite concerned about the term witness, because when you say witness, like somebody standing in the court, it's not like that. You understand what? It's a witness of this whole gallery of action and movement. It's not confined to only us. But we can find it only in us, we can't find it in somebody else. This is the problem.
That was my...
Correct.
So, am I part of that or...
You're not. You are the witness, please, not part of it. But you can find it only in yourself. You cannot... I can't say that I am going to find the witness in my husband. I can... Right? I can... I'm sorry, I'm not joking. I can find it only in myself. So then, when you have found it, then you will know whether it is a reflection or a reality or what. I'm saying, let's not speculate before going there. That's what I'm trying to say. It's okay, I didn't ask anything wrong. You said stupid, there's nothing stupid. Your concern, I understand. Huh? Did somebody say Priya? Or Kriya, what is it? No, but it's a great word. Vedavyasa in the Brahma Sutra calls the supreme reality Asti Bhari Priya.
Namaste, sir. I am a psychology student. So in psychology, we study that dream is a manifestation of your unresolved conflicts and fears and desires. Is it the same thing in yoga also, or is it something different?
It can be. We are not looking at what dreams are. We are looking at dream as a state and trying to figure out how real it is. Dreams may be the result of your subconscious thought, subconscious mind, all that is understood, yes. But we are saying, we're looking at it in a different way. What we call dream looks very real when we are dreaming. Whatever be the cause, it could be the subconscious, whatever you want. I'm not totally agreeing with this, but okay, let's say. But when you are outside the dream, then the dream is not real. When you are in the dream is real. This is what we are discussing. Not the cause of the dream. Let the cause be anything. As you are dreaming, is this a fact or not?
So using the content of dream as a whole therapeutic procedure, is it plausible or is it not?
It may be possible. I am not an expert on that. But the only thing is, don't get too caught up in the dream. Because suppose this is a big dream and we are caught in the small dream. It may be useful, but don't get too caught up in that. You may, I'm just saying. In the dream.
आप YouTube में एक बाल त्रिपुर सुंदरी
आप मेरे बहुत सारे YouTube मत देखिए कीजिए।
हम उसको चांट कर सकते हैं।
क्या कर
आप
सकते हैं?
बताएं।
क्या?
मंत्र दिए आप बाल त्रिपुर सुंदरी का यूट्यूब में, और आप चांट करना बताए हैं,
हाँ,
तो उसको सुन के हम लोग चांट कर सकते हैं।
कर सकते हैं।
हाँ, तो आप बताएं एम सो।
हाँ, कर सकते हैं।
कर सकते हैं।
अब इसमें ये स्वप्न अवस्था कहाँ है, जागृत? I think we should move now. The questions will go on, and then I'll go off, and then you'll say, what happened to the Kriya? Huh? Okay, so the base, at least some people want Kriya, sorry. And it is not compulsory that you should take Kriya. I said that in the beginning. So there may be other ways to touch the reality. Maybe some people can just sit down and say, I'm not the body, I am Turiya, and go into it. That's okay. I mean, it's possible. Who knows what state people are in? We can't say. And there may be some who are so devotional minded that they are so lost in the devotion that all the vrittis are removed and they are there. This is also possible. I cannot deny this. I can't say, oh, you have to do only Kriya, or you have to do only this Kriya. No, that is narrowing down the movement of understanding the truth. I will not say that. However, my parampara is this particular Kriya which has come down to me from Sri Guru Babaji's parampara. So I am sharing it with you. Why are you laughing? Out of happiness. Huh? So, the idea is, the whole premise, the idea is that if the mind's vrittis have to be removed, which is undoubtedly necessary, that much is there, whether you go about in whichever way you want, but if the vrittis are removed and the mind becomes calm, then only it is possible to see at least some reflection of the reality. Or the reality, whatever. So, we need to go about it. We can try to keep our vrittis away, it's not so easy. The movement, the reason why it's happening and there are distractions in the mind is because of the movement of the prana in an irregular fashion. So we have to find ways and means to regularize the movement of prana. That's about it. And Kriya is one of the ways of doing it. What we are trying to say is, by the practice of certain breathing techniques and certain techniques of one-pointed attention, it is possible to free the mind from its distractions and make it quiet and one-pointed enough to be able to ascend through a certain way and reach a subtler level of understanding and experience. This is what we are trying to do in Kriya. Now, since it has come down to me from a certain tradition, we always start with the Guru Mantra, because the Guru Mantra is our link between you and between me and the root Guru of our tradition, the source from which it has come to us, who is Sri Guru Babaji. So therefore we have the Guru Mantra. But now you can also find the Guru Mantra in the YouTube. Many years ago I didn't give the Guru Mantra even to people personally. They used to come many times and hang around, and then after 2 years, okay, take the Guru. Then I found this is not going to work. Imagine 300 people wandering around for Guru Mantra for 3 years. I mean, this is not. So I said, let us put it in the YouTube. Make use of technology. So it's there in YouTube. However, if you chant from the YouTube, it is okay. But when you hear me chant and you chant after hearing from me, then only it really becomes a mantra. proper mantra. Because it has to come from a source, right? So now I will first give the Guru Mantra, even if you have seen it in YouTube, from iTube, I will give you the mantra. So you chant with me once so that you don't forget it. Afterwards you can chant silently when you start your practice. Now you chant with me so that you understand exactly what I am saying. Can we? The first set is Om. Say Om. Hreem. Shri. Gurubhyo. Namaha. That's it. Om, Hreem, Shri, Gurubhyo, Namaha. Now you got the Guru Mantra. Now, we are saying, before you practice any Kriya, any exercise, please first chant the Guru Mantra a few times. Now, as it has been taught to me how to chant, I am trying to share with you now. What we do is to visualize a white lotus in the Anahat, in the Hridaya, inside, not outside. And on top of the white lotus, have a pair of padukas. You know what are padukas? Footwear of the Guru. Though he doesn't wear a footwear, the footwear is the symbol of the Guru. Padukas. So keep a pair of padukas on the white lotus in your heart, turn towards you, as if somebody is coming towards you, not going away from you. And then having placed the padukas, consider the padukas to be the symbol of Sri Guru Babaji and all the great spiritual teachers from the beginning of time, including Adinath, Paramashiva, who is the supreme teacher in our tradition. Consider these to be their padukas, all together in one. And then with your eyes, don't do anything now, with your eyes closed and your head bent forward in respect, touch the padukas with your hands and chant the Guru Mantra, Om Hrim Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. How many times? 5 minutes. Don't count. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, however time you get. First step to start Kriya is this. Om Hrim Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, which means I bow down to the Guru. Om is the Pranava. Hrim is the Bijakshara of Shakti. Hrim. So, this is the mantra. Shall we first do for 10 minutes before we proceed? No, 5 minutes. So, I will chant once, then you continue silent chanting for 5 minutes, and then when it is over, I'll clap my hands, and then you can open your eyes. Okay? So, start. Om, Hrim, Shri, Gurubhyo, Namaha. After some time you can put your hands down also. It's okay. The mind has to be there. Start. Sorry. So, got it? I'm sure there's no questions on this. It's so simple. Om Hrim Shri Gurubhyo Namaha in the heart. None. So, when you do the Kriya, start doing this is the first thing that you have to do. One more thing. Suppose you are not able to do your Kriya due to some reason, you can still chant the Guru Mantra. Mentally, not loudly, in your mind. You can chant the Guru Mantra as many times as you want. There is no ban on that. When you are traveling and so on. But if you are self-driving, watch out that you don't go into meditation with chanting. Because there are people on the road. Otherwise, you can chant at any time you want. Okay. Now this is meant for meditation, for Kriya, for spiritual development. Before you start your practice, you do the Guru Mantra. But since we live in this terrible world, sometimes you may be in such situations where we need help. You are also allowed to ask for help by chanting the Guru Mantra, but it's not meant for that. It's meant for a spiritual purpose, but you may also, if required, when you say there is nowhere else to go, what can I do? Chant the Guru Mantra and ask for help. Okay. So it's a good tool. Keep it intact. If you're not well, you're lying down, you can't get up and do your Kriya, you can still chant the Guru Mantra morning, evening, afternoon, whenever you feel like it. That also. And there is no place where you're banned from chanting the Guru Mantra. Any place you can chant the Guru Mantra. And ladies needn't worry about anything else. You can chant Guru Mantra at any time. Okay. Now, in this process, as I explained to you, what we are trying to do is that we understand that the human body has innumerable nadis, channels, and the prana or the life energy is moving through all these channels in different ways, generally not regular but haphazard ways. One of the techniques is to bring the energies, the prana together, balance it first in the Ida and the Pingala. So according to yogic anatomy, physiology, similar but may not be the same as Gray's anatomy, we have the brain and the spinal cord coming down from the spine to the bottom of the spine. On both sides is the ganglionic chain, the parasympathetic nervous system, which also has the vagus nerve and so on and so forth. Now, all functions of the body are taken care by here, this part, through these. These are the links. Responses are taken back, reactions come from there. Directions are given, actions take place. This is the situation. Now, we are saying that for most purposes on this earth, including eating, drinking, sex, physical exercise, study, learning, it's enough if the prana moves through the Ida and the Pingala. The Ida and the Pingala are the two nadis that come from the top, from Sahasrara, cross here inside, not outside, and go down and touch the Muladhara. But if you need to clear your mind of your vrittis, and if you need to move into the subtler realms of experience, from gross to subtle, suddenly you cannot go to the subtlest. Slowly, gradually, you need to bring the prana, which is normally operating in the Ida and Pingala, into the Sushupna. The Sushupna is that circuit which runs directly down from the top of the Sahasrara through the spine, in the middle of the spine, and comes to the bottom of the spine where the Ida and Pingala meet. Now, from the bottom of the spine, which is the Mooladhara, till the Sahasrara, if you take Sahasrara as a center, the highest center, the Mooladhara as the lowest center, root center, there are 5 more centers which are called the chakras. Padmas or chakras or whatever you want to call them. What we are trying to do is to bring the prana together at the Mooladhara and allow it to ascend through the spine, touching all these centers and coming to the top of the crown of the head, which is called the Sahasrara. When the prana is at the tip of the spinal cord at the bottom in the Mooladhara, then that prana is feminine, it's Shakti. We call it Bhavani, Shakti, Kundalini, whatever name you want to give, Bhujangi, or whatever. Now this energy, which is actually the most important prana, another word used is Mukhya prana, most important prana. To bring it up through the Sushumna and take it to the Sahasrara is what Kriya is all about. And as it goes up, it clears up the different centers, it stays, sometimes moves, and then when it reaches here, then your mind is absolutely clear of all vrittis. And the Shakti goes to its source, which is Shivam. And there is only one, there is no Shiva and Shakti. There is no male and female, there is only one being. Right. And it is accompanied by loads and loads of ecstasy, which Shankaracharya celebrated in the Saundarya Lahari. Saundarya is beauty. Lahari is what? Ecstasy. So, this is what Kriya is all about. While there is a mantrayana way to do this, which is called the Sri Vidya Upasana. This is the yogic way of doing it. This is the Yoga Tantra. This is Kriya.